The Tempest blueprint is easily the most elusive blueprint in Arc Raiders, so I'm going to show you the fastest method to find it, and you'll probably come along the Wolfpack blueprint as you do this strategy as well. First, put away absolutely everything in your storage. Next, go here and put on solo versus squads. You don't have to do this solo versus squad step, but it just means that more people in the lobby are more likely going to be focusing on killing each other as opposed to loot, which means you're probably going to come across more containers per run that haven't been opened, and you'll see in my loot runs just how amazing that can be. Imagine rolling up to Plaza Rosa 5 minutes into a raid and it hasn't been looted. Yep. That's what happens when you have solo versus squads on. And funnily enough, if you've got a really high PvE rating, you still get put in with a bunch of PvE players. There's just some squads and some players trying to PvP. It's pretty weird, but it works out pretty well. And then you have two choices, either Buried City or Stella Montis. Now, the Wolfpack and the Tempest blueprint can spawn on any map. The important part is it has to be during a night raid, and you'll have a far greater chance finding them in residential containers. So you could get lucky and maybe find it in this area of Dam Battlegrounds, or maybe even in Blue Gate Village, as long as it's in a night raid. However, there's far more residential containers in Buried City, and Stella Montis is so easy to loot, and there's a lot of residential containers in the lobby area and in Atrium, that these two maps are just far more efficient. I'm going to show you two routes that I run, one on Buried City and one on Stella Montis, that I use to find these blueprints. These two Tempest blueprints, I found one on Stella Montis here, and one on Buried City here. Truth is, though, it doesn't matter about the location, it just matters that you're in the right map condition, which is a night raid. And most importantly, yes, the Tempest blueprint is rare. So the best way you can get it is just maximize the amount of containers you can search in the time frame that you have to play. The more containers you open, the higher probability that you'll find the Tempest. Let's get into the two routes we have for this video. Okay, we're in the start of a lobby, in a solo versus squads lobby. I'm going to show you the route that we run to hit as many containers as possible. Now, because you're doing this on a zero loadout, make sure to loot the pops because you can get crude explosives from them, which is really going to help you deal with any fireballs you might come across. The shredders we can run away from. So what we're going to do first is hit up all of these suitcases in this area. And as well, we're going to come through. Okay, not many spawned this time. Hit up the suitcases and the trash cans is the main strategy. There's our first blueprint. It's a compensator 2, though. Another suitcase there. So the thing is with suitcases and trash cans, they are residential style loot. So it's the same kind of loot as you'd find in Grandioso apartments, especially when it comes to the blueprints, right? So if we're on a night raid and we're looting these, we do indeed have a chance for the Tempest and the Wolfpack blueprint. There's one other blueprint there. So what we're going to do now is try and just sneak in through here. See if we can... Okay, it's not going to be possible. Maybe I could get this one more here. Yeah, we're about to get a shot, I think. So we're going to come through here. We're not going to be able to get a gun. There's a couple weapon cases in there, which would be nice to have a gun to protect ourselves. If you're looking for the augment blueprints, you may as well come through here quickly. But you're not going to find the Tempest or Wolfpack blueprints in here, I'm pretty sure. Although, it could be that it spawns everywhere, but in my experience, I've only had it in residential containers, you know, and I've played quite a lot, so if it does spawn absolutely anywhere, it seems to have a higher chance, at least, to spawn in trash cans, suitcases, and the typical residential style container, and this is one of the best spots in Stella. So the reason why Stella is so good and not like Buried City, and Buried City is good, don't get me wrong, it's not just that there's, you know, a large density of containers. It's the fact that you can get in to the area where the containers are very quickly, loot them very quickly, leave very quickly, and try again. In Buried City, it takes time to go and find out if the containers you're searching for are actually looted or not. In this, you can just get in real quick and not waste any time. And the great thing is, by doing it by solo versus squads, we don't necessarily have to worry if we join a late raid, because most people in solo versus, most people in squads lobbies are just fighting each other. They're not really looting. So we've done this now. Now what we're going to do is come through here. There's a med bag here. You know, there's a player there. He might also be looting. He might be in this. Yeah, he's doing the same strat. Okay. Make sure to check this trash can that's lying down. This one is actually lootable. Another blueprint there. It's not a bad haul, but not what we've needed yet. We did get 3 blueprints though. So now we're going to come through here. Oh, someone's already opened this. It's crazy. Well, we don't need to go that way. What we do is we come up through here, jump along here, and now we are in lobby. The lobby is filled with trash cans and suitcases. If you want some guaranteed purple magnetic accelerator and Exodus modules, you find it in there. It's a really weird lobby, dude. It's like I'm in solo versus squads, but I think because my PvE rating right now is so high that I'm just with other solos, basically. Which is really, really weird. There's a bunch of suitcases and trash cans around here. We're going to need to deal with the shredders, and I'll show you a way to do that if you come in with literally nothing. Oh, another thing there. There's so far 4 blueprints. Not what we've got, but you can see how great this is as a place. So what we're going to do is take the shredders upstairs. In the meantime, we'll check these ones. They've already been looted. Okay. Get the shredders upstairs. They come. Ready? And then we jump down. And we want to try and loot this as quickly as possible. And I'll just put... Okay. He's still coming. And this way then. I'm gonna open this. There are Whoa, okay, someone's trying to burn me alive. Alright. Trying to get the shredder away. Gonna be a little harder. Okay, let's focus on the floor above. There's more suitcases down on the lower floor. So we don't really have a weapon to deal with them. It's going to be a little bit harder. So we're going to rotate around first. And then try and drop down from this side. So we drop down. Okay, so trash cans here. Like these. With the bandages, to be honest. There's another one, I believe. Suitcase didn't spawn there. There's a suitcase there as well. We're going to have to just try and avoid the aggro of this. If we can get past them now, this would be great. Fireball there. Wait for the fireball. Open up. Use the crude explosives. There we go. I just want to do a walking animation. Like he's already seen me. Alright, we just run. We run. Try and get some of these quickly. First one. Not going to be able to get another. Take it over here. This is the original plan. Wait for it to attack now. Wait for it to attack. And then just stand behind the pillar. And then run upstairs. Make sure it's following. It is. Sometimes it gets stuck, you see. Come on upstairs. Come on. There we go. Right, come on. Here it comes, finally. Use this to hide behind cover as well. Come on now. Wait for the attack again. We're stuck. Right, then come on in here. Coming. He's actually stuck. Okay, well, he's stuck then. Let's go. Can go around. Killing of one is not so difficult. Oh. A player or a wasp? Might be about to die. Oh, it is a player. Okay, so we managed to find 4 blueprints already, but not the Tempest. So the problem is, the issue is, we just go again. Try again. No problem. So this is the route that you'd run on Stella Montis, and you just do it over and over again. For the recording session for this video, I managed to find a Tempest blueprint and a Wolfpack blueprint. So pretty good going. I got pretty lucky. You might get unlucky. It's just, at the end of the day, based down to probability. The more containers you loot, the more chance you have. So you just got to minimize your time in the menu, maximize your time opening containers. Let's try the Buried City night run now. All right, we'll start, fairly close to a start of a Buried City raid. I'm going to show you the spots I like to check on Buried City. And these are very highly contested spots. So on a normal, traditional solo lobby, especially in PvE lobbies, you're going to not have much luck getting through these spots. You're basically going to get one of them if you spawn close to it, the rest would have been looted by the time you get there. It's that crazy. Everyone in PvE lobbies knows where all the good loot spots are. Everyone loots things really quickly. So this is why we're doing the solo versus squad strat. So we start coming in here. Sometimes there are containers. And we roll down here. And this is obviously the first building worth checking. We are 3 minutes into a raid. And this hasn't been breached yet. Which to me is already pretty impressive, to be honest. Usually, if you spawn late to a raid, even by a couple minutes on a PvE lobby, this room is looted up. Because it's just filled with good containers. You can see the speed at which we can find containers in Buried City is a lot slower. But we can still find some, and, you know, we might not be able to play when Stella Montis night raids are on. Now, the thing is with this, I'm going to keep the flashlight on when we're in a building so you can see what I'm looting. Otherwise, well, you won't be able to see anything for the video. But for you, I'd recommend turning it off because there are probably other full squads running about looking to kill you. At the end of the day, if you come in with nothing and you die, it doesn't really matter. You're just here to try and finally find that blueprint you've been looking for so long. So you can, you know, once you got it, you can play. So you can grab... Okay. You can actually grab that, and then you're going to be able to not take full damage. So what I do now is I usually just come into here. There's a couple containers that can spawn here sometimes. And then we move on to the next spot. You can hear people dying already. So I'm in a very high PvE lobby right now in my solos experience. We're going to come along here. Occasionally, there will be aggroes from the flying arc, and you might just either dip around a corner or step into a building for a second. Alright, we're going to come in here for now. I can hear people outside shooting. Right. So now what we're going to do is try and make a break for Red Tower. Oh, the player just ran past me. He's about to throw a grenade at me. Keep running, keep running. I'm going to try and break that line of sight. Come up through this way. Okay. And then turn around this way. So, you know, you got to try and use just all the buildings to break line of sights. And hopefully they get distracted by an arc or another player or something. And we're coming along here. Jump up this way. And then we're going to go to Red Tower now. The worst place you can be is on the rooftops. You know, that's the easiest spot for you to be seen. These are medical style containers. But weirdly enough, the loot in these is always kind of weird and wacky. So I always check them. Like those particular 2 containers there. Even though in a normal area, they're medical style, that loot pool in these 2 specific containers. And this spot on the map. Always has trinkets for Scrappy. Which is really, really weird. No idea why. I feel like one dev just decided he's sick and tired. Look, this hasn't been looted. 7 minutes in, it hasn't been looted. Yeah, one dev there was sick and tired of getting a scrappy material, so he just made his own box on the map. Which is kind of funny. Sometimes it can be... Okay, here we go. Yeah, there can be containers here that can be lootable, but not today. We do have a security breach in here, though, so we'll do that. Can't get a Tempest blueprint in here, but we might be able to get a weapon or some ammo to defend ourselves with, potentially. Although, if you're a PvE player, I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend just trying to stay alive. Oh, look, there's a dead guy there. We had a Pharaoh. Is that a Pharaoh? Yeah. So we're going to come in through here now. Now, bear in mind, 6-7 minutes late into a raid here. So, even on a trios lobby, Plaza Rosa, the most contested building in the game, is probably still already looted. But there's a chance it's not, but it's probably already looted. It hasn't been looted. Oh my goodness. I mean, if you need more proof, here it is. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Not a single player has come in here to loot. Because, I mean, why would they? They're here to shoot. A new security breach spot here, by the way, for those wondering. I've added that recently. There's a few new security breaches around the map. We've got a Bettina one. Look at that. Okay. Cool. I mean, this is just crazy to me that we've... this has even happened. You know? Absolutely crazy because... like, you know, if you've been in PvE lobbies, that this never happens. So, yeah, this is the strategy. If you're struggling, go in with nothing, you'll be surprised of the results. We've hit 3 of the buildings that I usually go for. Plaza Rosa, Arbusto Tower, and the Red Tower. And then I'm going to show you one more spot that I go for as well. And if we have time, I suppose we can do Grandioso Apartments. But these are the main spots that I'll check. There's 3 main spots I'd really honestly go for. It's usually Arbusto Tower, Plaza Rosa Pharmacy, Main Street Locked Breachable Building. I think Main Street's probably my favorite, actually. Right, I'm going to probably drop that. I don't think I'm going to shoot anybody. Drop the cat bed and this trinket as well. We're here to, you know, loot. We're not here to shoot. We're here for blueprints. We're not here for trinkets. Okay. There's a couple more containers downstairs as well. Brilliant. We've got some meds now. So we're going to come down here. Like, this is just wild to me. And the great thing is, the longer the raid goes on... Oh, look, there's a Wolfpack blueprint. There we go. So we found one of the first night-specific blueprints there, which is the Wolfpack and Tempest. It could have been the Tempest. The Wolfpack is far more common, though, I will say. Far more common. All right, so that's all of the containers in here. What we can do now is come up this way. If you look at where we are on the map, we looted this one. We came down through here, looted Red Tower, came up, climbed on this roof, looted this one. Now, this building here is okay. It's not bad. This building here is pretty good, but this is the prime cut, the prime piece, the best spot. So what we're going to do, considering someone's just called in an extract, I'm just run along down this way, out through Main Street. And the great thing about all these spots, they're fairly close to each other. I've got a silencer 3. I think we're just going to run past this. Won't be like if it spawns in the arc, we're going to be way past anyway before it even matters. So we're now 9 minutes into a raid. This spot's usually looted within a minute. Now, like I say, you're not always going to get lucky. You might come to this spot and find that it's already been looted because somebody's come through. Like, I was surprised that Plaza Rosa hadn't been looted. But that kind of experience is going to happen far less often. Yeah, this one's been looted here. This one's been looted. So, you're not always going to have everything unlooted. Like, people are still going to be looting from time to time. But not always. There's a Rocketeer there. We're just going to dip inside. So, now what we could do, we could just extract at Plaza Rosa, or we could go and check Grandioso Apartments. I think we're going to do that. So, if we come along here, there's actually a zip line that's going to take us down. Just waiting for this Rocketeer to go past. There we go. It's gone back to the... When you hear that nice ding, ding, it's gone back to its normal... Not seeking us anymore. It's just vibing. It's vibing. Right, so coming to Grandioso. Well, actually, you know what? We could go here first. The Rocketeer's there. There's a couple of buildings here that have some good containers in. Maybe we'll check that. But for now, we're just going to Grandioso. Your results will vary depending on if you get lucky or not, you know? Did someone come through that and actually loot it? Did they not? In this case, it looks like maybe somebody did. Right, okay, yeah. I think Grandioso is looted. So you kind of just want to have a quick look around at these residential spots. I'm going to check this spot here, and then we're going to leave, I think. But for me, the priorities, Plaza Rosa, Arbusto Tower, Main Street, and then extract, basically. For this, we're actually going to want to jump on the highway. And then, so we're here right now. I want to jump on the highway, come this way. And then, now that the Rocketeer is gone, I'm going to jump over here. Then we're going to come along here. This is quite a well-known spot as well. So, you know, this late into a raid, I can almost guarantee you on a solo PvE lobby, it's going to be looted. In a solo versus squads lobby, we have a chance. We have a chance. It still could be, but we have a chance. Yeah, it's been looted dry. Okay, so everything's pretty much been looted. We just need to leave at this point. So those are the 2 loot routes I would run if I wanted to get the Tempest blueprint in Arc Raiders. And every time a night raid came on, I would just spend time running these routes until I finally got it. Good luck out there. I hope you get the Tempest blueprint for yourselves. And if you found it in any weird places, let me know. I'd love to know. See you all in the comments. Cheerio.